Hey, what's up guys? White Lightning 530 here, and today we're going to be checking out my gaming setup. Alright, so let's dive right in. As you can see over here, I have up on the screen some Amazon links, and all of the links are going to be for the hardware, the PC, the peripherals and everything. We'll have all the links down below in the description. So if you're looking to get anything, click on the links. It is going to help me out with regards to an Amazon referral, and it's going to help me out with some commission. However, it does not cost you 1 cent. So I did want to show you the latest and greatest version of the PC that I have. And first tip I wanted to talk about is how to save a couple of dollars and make sure that you are getting the latest and greatest for what your money can buy. So as we can see over here, this is the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i gaming laptop. This is the 2025 version. The 2025 version comes with a 50 series graphics card, which is the latest and greatest from RTX, which is what NVIDIA is creating. But for the games that we're playing, like Call of Duty, like iRacing, we're really not going to be using the ray tracing and the additional RAM that this particular PC is going to give us. The only big plus over here is going to be that this is an OLED screen, which is going to have a much faster and lower latency than what the screen has that I have chosen. However, if you can see the price point at almost $5,000 plus tax, there is going to be quite a lot of dollars that you need to spend. So word to the wise, if you want to save some money, look for one step down on a couple of things. Number one, the GPU is something that you can take one small step down on, and also the model is one that you can take one step down on. And this particular model now is one that came out in 2022 and 2023 and is going to be going on sale with those distributors that still have these in stock because they want to offload those slightly older units. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this PC. Let's have a look at the specs. You'll see it has a Core i9 processor and it has the RTX 4080 GPU. So this is going to be giving us 12 gigabytes, which is plenty for games. I'm able to run Call of Duty on ultra settings with 4K resolution. I can show you the settings a little bit later on in the video if we get time for that. But with that being said, I'm able to stream as well as record, as well as play on 4K settings, and I'm getting a frame rate probably around about 100 to 140 frames a second, as you can see in my videos. With that being said, I did try to choose a processor that was as close to the top of the range as possible so that I can multitask as best as possible. And then the GPU is going to be a standalone GPU which has a discrete mode, which NVIDIA is going to allow for gaming to carry the gaming load. And thus we're going to be having a very smooth gaming experience. The other thing that is very important as well is also going to be the network input. This does have a wired network input, so I can plug directly into my gigabit network connection over here, and I can get a very low latency input. And also, if you want to be gaming on this particular laptop with Wi-Fi, it does have Wi-Fi 6E, and I haven't had any issues with that, although I do prefer to plug in myself. So with that being said, the last little bit over here that we want to be focusing on is the 1 TB SSD. It's a pretty small storage device, so we're going to cover how we can get away from that smaller storage device in just a second. It's pretty easy to do, and this particular laptop is very easy to upgrade. So with that being said, we'll cover that a little bit later on in the video. The 1 TB SSD is going to give you the rapid game writing and reading speed that you need for the Call of Duty platform as well as other games, and you'll see that in your PlayStation 5 as well has also opted for an SSD for the exact same reason. A couple of other features, it has some RGB backlit, etc. These are just the lights on the keyboard and on the front of the laptop as well. I'm not sure if it shows it. On the front of the laptop as well, it has some lights. Not really something I care or am interested in, but of course gaming laptops are going to have those. So with that being said, a nice little added feature. Be very careful when you're buying a gaming laptop though, because there's lots of different versions of the same laptop that are out there, and they look the same. It's the same chassis, but the internals are going to be different. So in my opinion, where you want to be is one step down on the graphics card from the top of the line, and you want a processor that is going to be a top of the line or one step down from that. Now, if this is still a little bit rich for your budget, there are plenty of other gaming laptops that you can go for nonetheless that are going to have very, very, very good specs. You may just not have the latest and greatest in terms of what your experience can be, but you're still going to be having a much better experience than what you might have on a console in terms of the customizability, the travelability that you can just fold the laptop up and take it with you, as well as the additional features and functions that you'll be getting from your laptop, such as streaming, such as editing, such as the other things that you can do on your laptop, which clearly you cannot do on a console. So with that being said, let's have a look at one of those. This is another version of the same PC. And if you can see over there, we've saved another $1,000. However, this one has got a 4060. So there's lots of different versions of these PCs, as I said. So be very, very, very careful that you're looking at the specs and features and reading what it is that you get. It's very important that you check the screen though. The screen is going to be something that you want to make sure has a very high refresh rate. And if you see the top of the line PC over here comes with a 240 Hertz LED, OLED. This version that I got has a 240 Hertz QHD. And then this one over here has the same display. These are essentially the same two laptops. The one is white, the one is black, and it has a different CPU and GPU. In fact, this one actually has the same CPU as what I have. It just has a different GPU, and you're saving almost $1,000. So definitely have a look. And you can go a little bit further down in the budget as well. This PC is one that many would say is a very good budget-friendly gaming laptop. You're going down to a 4050 there, and you're going to be getting an i7. So you've taken one step down on the processor, on the CPU, and you've taken 1 or 2 steps down on the GPU, but you have saved again more than half of your money. Links for each one of these laptops down below. Now, the first thing that you want to be making sure when you get a gaming laptop that you get the best experience out of it is that you feel connected. Now, all of these gaming laptops you can connect a controller to. So if you're a controller player, you most certainly can connect your Xbox controller. You can also connect your PS5 controller. Be very careful though if you're on the Xbox platform, because it only uses Xbox controllers. I got caught out with that. I have a PS5. I tried to connect my controller. It does recognize the controller, but it doesn't interface with the Xbox platform at all. For me, I am a mouse and keyboard player, so I've gone over here and I've picked up the Logitech Lightspeed gaming mouse, and it has Lightforce hybrid optical mechanical switches, so it has a really nice crisp feel when you click the mouse. And the light speed switches literally means that it is using light to detect when you're clicking, and at the speed of light, once the light beam is interrupted, you will get that click directly from the mouse, which is wireless. And it also has a very good gaming sensor. The gaming sensor is the laser or the sensor on the bottom of the mouse, which is going to detect how smoothly or how far left or how far right, or the sensitivity of the mouse. That whole feeling of the mouse is determined by the gaming sensor, and it is compatible with PC, Mac, and Windows. Of course, we're on PC over here, so we don't have to worry about that. And again, there are different versions of the same mouse that you can buy. One is wired, so be careful. You don't want to buy the wired one if you want a wireless mouse. Of course, you can save quite a bit of money. I went for the wireless version, and if you want the trick lights, like I said a little bit earlier in the video, I don't care much for the lights, but if that is something that you are after, you can certainly get the same mouse with the RGB lighting that does change and flicker and change different colors as you use the mouse. For me, my hand is over that, and I don't quite care for the lights, so I went ahead, instead of $149, I got the one for $99.99. Again, these go on sale all the time. Different models are coming out all the time. There are different versions of these mice. You definitely want to be getting something that is going to be comfortable to use. As you can see over here, the mouse itself has a spot for your thumb, which means that you're not dragging your thumb, which makes the mouse input extremely smooth. And it has quite a number of inputs on the mouse itself, which makes it very similar to using a gaming pad or a controller to play, where you have quite a lot of inputs. You have your left mouse click, your right mouse click, you have the mouse wheel, which can click. It can also go left and right, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional buttons that you can use on the mouse, and they can be mapped out as you like. So definitely very important that you get a good mouse, and this is the one that I recommend, the Logispeed G502X Lightspeed Gaming Wireless Mouse. So the mouse does need to be charged, and one of the most irritating things as you're playing, as you know, is when your controller or your mouse dies. Now, you can actually play and at the same time charge your mouse. Yes, and it comes with a mouse pad as well. The mouse is also going to be only as good or as comfortable as the mouse pad that you put it on. So this one actually comes with a hard vinyl as well as a softer mouse pad material, both of which are going to be sitting on top of the charging pad, which looks like that. There we go. So you can see over there, the charging pad is actually on the bottom bit over there. It's a rubber pad that has a wireless charger that charges your mouse as you use it. So you literally never ever have to charge your mouse. When you buy this, you're going to get an additional little puck that goes into the bottom of your mouse. It looks like this, and it is going to be the wireless charging bit that goes into the bottom of the mouse. You just literally snap it in like so, and it is installed. Ooh. And it is installed. So very, very, very easy there to snap that back in and to charge the mouse as well. So that is a little bit of trick equipment that maybe you need, maybe you don't. I felt that if I was going to be spending this kind of money on a gaming setup, I was going to get a nice wireless charging mouse pad, and I needed a nice mouse pad anyway. Most of the mouse pads you're going to be spending anywhere in the region of about $50 to $90, and if you see this particular version, I think you can find this one for about $99.99. So with that being said, same cost as a mouse pad, and has the additional feature that it also charges the mouse. So very, very, very nice. There's a multitude of mice that it can charge, so you can choose the different versions, and you can have a look at some of these different ones as well. Some of these are going to be a little bit more expensive than others. Again, I tried to choose what was going to have the latest and greatest features, but at the same time be maybe 1 or 2 steps down from the top of the line, and thus save myself quite a lot of money. Now, one of the places I really decided to save some money was going to be on the keyboard, and I just wanted to try this keyboard just to see what an inexpensive keyboard would feel like and what it would do and what the latency would be like. This is not as important in my opinion, the keyboard, as the mouse, and as you can see over here, also has the lighting in the background. So I think it looks quite trick. It complements my gaming setup. And I was worried though that the battery life, or that the latency being that when you press the button and the reaction time that you get from the keyboard was not going to be as good as the mouse, and it was going to feel very clunky. But this one for $26, can't go wrong. It doesn't say that it's wireless. This one says that it's wireless, and it's a little bit more expensive. $32. It's the same keyboard. It's literally the same keyboard. So pay very careful attention to what you're getting, and make sure that you're reading the specs. And basically, if you just want to get what I have over here, you can just click on the links down below. $26, you can't go wrong. Free shipping. It's going to work with your PS5, your PS4 if you want to use that, and this mouse will as well. I was using this mouse for quite some time. It was the biggest upgrade to my gaming experience that I got as a keyboard and mouse player on PS5. I really, really enjoyed what this mouse and this keyboard felt like on the console, but I was not enjoying the limited nature of settings as well as the applications that I couldn't run on my console. So I decided to go PC. So the next thing that we need to do, of course, is going to be get a headset, because of course we want to be hearing the audio. Now this headset I also used with my PS5, and I'll grab it over here for you. As you can see, the Logitech A30 Lightspeed wireless headset. It has a detachable boom mic, although I will say that the onboard mic, in my opinion, is not the best quality. The boom mic is very, very, very good quality. It is what I normally use during my gaming setups and my gaming streams. So you will hear what the quality is like, and I believe that you will like that. The audio quality on these is absolutely exceptional. And one of the other features that I really, really, really love about these headsets, or this particular headset, is that it connects to both my PC or my console, as well as my phone, at the same time as any other Bluetooth connectivity, all at the same time. So if you've got a chat band, right, and you're on PS5, or you're on console, or you're on Xbox, or you're on your PC and you have a chat band, you can go ahead and just make a phone call to your friend, and it'll literally play both of the audios at the same time. Your friends won't even know that you're playing the game at the same time. So with that being said, you can do Discord, you can do anything, you can literally put any number of apps through that. This is also quite a nice customizable headset. I bought the white one because I like the white, but you can change the earmuffs. They're pretty easy to pop off and clean. You can also change the side panels over here. So these also pop off. And I mean, pretty trick looking. Not really, again, these are extra added gaming features that come with the gaming hardware. Not really something that bothers me. It does have some nice controls as well. On the back side over here, you have a little dongle that you can use to navigate around. You can stop and pause music. You can go to the next song. You can go back. You can put the volume up. You can put the volume down. There's a Bluetooth connectivity button in the back, and then there is a hard switch to mute as well. So if you want to make sure that you are muted whenever you go out of the room, or whatever it might be that you might want to mute your mic for, you certainly can do that as well. So this is, in my opinion, the best one to go for. Again, a couple of different versions that you can get. There's a Mandalorian version, and then there is a black version. The black version right now seems to be a little bit cheaper, so it's really up to you. The time when I was buying it, the white one was cheaper, so I went with the white one myself. A link for that down below. You can go ahead and get that overnight on Amazon. It'll get delivered to you, and you can enjoy your headset. So I do play some driving simulation games as well, and you'll notice that this particular driving simulator is very, very, very inexpensive. The catch though is that you need to mount it on something, and I will tell you that the gaming chairs and setups that you put them into can be quite costly. So I built one myself, but as of right now, I'll show you a picture. Here's the picture of what I'm using for my gaming setup. It was very inexpensive, and as you can see, these used to sell for about $499.99. Now going for $296.28, and that is with a clutch pedal, as well as the steering wheel, as well as all the things to attach them onto the either a desk. You can attach it onto the desk like that, or you can attach your pedals. The pedals have a attachment on the bottom that will allow you to put it on carpet so that they don't slide away from you, but they also have mounting points with screws, so you can screw that into a driving simulator if you wish to do so. And then coming over here, of course, you need to charge your headset, you need to charge your phone, and I like to use this one. Again, just looking for something that was inexpensive, and this one plugs directly into my power stand over here. So that is going to have a output on the back, which is going to allow me to charge my headset. I don't charge my phone over here. I charge my phone over here on the QR wireless charger, and then I plug this into my headset. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Lastly, we did talk about the PC and how limited 1 terabyte of storage is. I know 1 terabyte of storage sounds like a lot of storage space, but it's not. Considering that you have the operating system Windows as well as all the other features. Like I said, the reason why I wanted to get a PC is that I can do streaming, I can do editing, I can do YouTube, I can do all the things that I can't do on console. I can game as well. But with 1 terabyte, all packed into one hard drive, and all of those features and functions and all of those programs, you're going to be running out of space very quickly. Especially if you want to be editing, you need a little bit more hardware resources. So I went for a SSD drive, which was the 4 terabyte drive. There's a 1 terabyte version, there's a 2 terabyte version, and there is a 4 terabyte version. And you'll notice, of course, as you step up, the pricing steps up as well. I think this one over here you can pick up for about $250. This one is about $140 for about half the storage. And then this one you can pick up for $79.99. So of course you're taking a step down, but there's only one bay through which you can upgrade your SSD. So I elected to go for the largest one, and it has served me very well. I'm not even coming anywhere close to running out of storage space. And also I've installed all of my games on this SSD, and this SSD has a faster megabit per second read-write rate. The original read-write rate of the SSD that I have in the laptop is 5400 or 5800 megahertz, and this one is going to be 7800 megahertz. So it's going to be a little bit, excuse me, yes, 7400 megabits per second. Excuse me for misspeaking there in terms of the read-write speed. So 7400 megabits per second, ultra high speed. It's an Acer as well. I like the Acer hardware. I like the Lenovo hardware. As you can see over here, the Acer that I recommended a little bit earlier. So let's go over here now and let's have a look at the last little bit, which is going to be a 5 terabyte external drive. And as you can see, the 5 terabyte over here, it's only $120, but that is because it is a normal size hard drive and it plugs in with just a normal SSD USB. So with that being said, a little bit larger. The SSD versions of these hard drives are extremely small. They're very, very, very thin. They're very, very, very small. And of course, as you can see over here, the real estate that this one would take up inside of the laptop, I've decided to go for an external, and that is why it is going to be a little bit cheaper and it's a little bit larger, and also the read-write speed is not as fast. But I use this to export all of my media onto, so that when I'm done, things like my clips, things like all my streams and all of my recordings, I'm going to be putting onto this hard drive for safe storage later, so I can save as much space as possible on the local and native hard drives on the PC. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for checking out my gaming laptop and my gaming setup with me. If you have any questions, comment down below. A like and a subscribe goes a very, very, very long way. And if there's anything that you want to get from this video or anything else on Amazon, if you'd click one of the links that I've provided down below, that'll definitely help me out as well. I do get a couple of dollars come my way every time that you do click one of my links and go and buy something on Amazon. So that helps us to make some more content. And it is at absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. That all comes 100% out of Amazon's pocket, and they pay me, and that is how I'm able to make more content. So White Lightning 530, thank you very much for checking out my gaming laptop and setup today. I hope you guys have a lovely day. We'll catch you guys in the game. Goodbye.